Alright, well, things are coming to a head pretty quick here. We have Isabella running off with the book that the Qunari have been looking for all this time. That's not going to please the Arishok at all. And Aveline still has her issue to deal with. Apparently some fugitives or something have gone to take refuge under Arishok in, quote-unquote, the Qun. And whatever their motivations for doing that are, Aveline's all about, well, they're not going to use the Qunari to escape justice. And that's just another catch-22 situation. Is if they do go to the Qun, then Arishok is essentially obligated to watch over them, which I'm sure he's not reluctant to do at all now. In fact, I'm sure he's more than happy to take any and all converts, not only to bolster his ranks, but just to kind of spit in the face of the people here in Kirkwall that he doesn't respect in any way, shape, or form, and for good reason. You know, a bunch of louts running around killing each other and ripping each other off, and just, you know, scandal and intrigue and crime and just, you name it. Templars, mages, thugs, Carta, the Chantry, you know, on and on and on. It's not one thing, it's another, and everywhere you look, there's filth, and he's right. You know, that's the way it is. Now, we did get a little bit of an explanation as to why it seems to be like that, just in general, is that the proximity of Corypheus to Kirkwall has led to a not just an increase in overall crime rate within every faction of the city, but I mean just over the top, you know, just horrible acts, you know, not just violence and stuff, but just the corruption that just seems to have seeped into every crack and crevice here. Yeah, it rears its ugly head every time you turn a corner in Kirkwall. They say that's not a coincidence. That's an actual codex that you find at the Corypheus prison there.
I'd wrap up any other business before we go. It's already a mess, and could get worse.
Let's go.
I request an audience with the Arishok.
He will allow it, but not in this number.
I will only bring my friend here and a small complement of my guard. Is that few enough?
It is. Enter.
Well, that's never been a stipulation before. And he's not seated either. Yeah. I think his mind's made up.
Shanadon.
Greetings, Arishok. We come regarding the elven fugitives that took refuge here.
Irrelevant. I would speak to Hawk about the relic stolen from my grasp.
Your relic could be anywhere.
A truth, but you minimize your role.
An issue for another time. We're here for the fugitives.
The elves are now Vidithari. They have chosen to submit to the Qun. They will be protected.
Surely you know these elves are only here to escape justice.
Kirkwall justice. You have not hidden the abuses of your zealots or the corruption of this city. You will understand why I must do this. Let us look at your dangerous criminals. Speak, Vidithari. Who did you murder and why?
A city guard forced himself on our sister. We reported him, or tried to, but they did nothing about it, no matter what we said. So my brothers and I paid him a visit.
Sounds about right.
That doesn't excuse murder.
Yes, it does. Yes, it absolutely does.
I would have done the same thing in their shoes.
That's not murder. That's judgment.
Look,
It's a different
that's
thing.
not helping.
Their actions are mere symptoms. Your society is the disease. They have chosen. The Vidithari will submit to the Qun and find a path your way has denied them.
You can't just decide that. You must hand them over.
Tell me, Hawk, what would you do in my place?
Well, tell the truth. I wouldn't give them up either. They haven't done anything wrong.
Why pass up perfectly good converts?
Exactly so. I cannot leave without the relic, and I cannot stay and remain blind to this dysfunction. There is only one solution.
Arishok, there is no need for...
I don't think he's made up his mind.
Kathas.
And personal feelings, like Fenris said, friend of no one. You may have your respect, but that doesn't kill you just as quick as an enemy. It's, you know, if you're not within the Qun or whatever. Thing is I think he's let his emotions get involved here. In a sense, I don't think they've affected his judgment, but he's, I don't think the Qun is demanding that he do this, per se. He's letting his own personal feelings get in the way.
The Qunari must be spreading out. They're attacking the city. Why? What could they possibly hope to accomplish?
Somehow, I don't think the Arishok cares what happens after this.
You may be right. Whatever it is, we need to do something quickly, but we'll need some help.
Now, the Qun may not respect property, okay? Like, you know, this is my stuff, get away from it. This is my land, leave, you know? It may not respect that, so the Arishok's maybe not obligated to respect that, but he was out of place here all along.
Oh, there you are.
Nobody invited
I'm so
him.
worried about you. Are we under attack?
The Qunari are assaulting the city, and fast. The Arishok planned this for who knows how long. We should head to the keep to rally my guardsmen. Whatever happens, be careful.
Yeah, he was dead set on this when we got there, you could tell. He has weapons at the ready. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to turn off any lightning spells. First of all, it wastes an attack, right? It wastes an attack turn, I guess. When it comes down to it, when you crunch the numbers, it's all about turns, you know, my turn to hit, your turn to hit. Whoever hits the fastest usually wins, type of thing. But the Qunari are immune to lightning, so this is a waste of attacks, and this is a waste of mana. Especially as far as Anders is concerned. You know, I'd rather him reserve that for what few spells, offensive spells he has outside of lightning-based attacks and healing. That's his job. And we'll see how effective this is. And after this, we'll cover the character build. I'll go over my character. We'll take a brief look at everyone else's skills. I mean, you can take a, you know, quick glance at, you know, where I put the points and, you know, see what the build is. But I think it really boils down to tactics even more so than the build. Like I've said before, bad tactics can screw up a perfectly built character. Whereas perfect tactics can make up for some flaws, you know, some wasted points. If you put some points into some things that are less effective than others or whatever, if you have really good tactics going, you should still do all right. People do what they're supposed to do when they're supposed to do it. All right, order of threat here is always the Cerebos, always their mages, because they're brutal. Not only are they immune to lightning, but they really know how to use lightning really well also. So what we'll do is, after taking them out, just weed through the rest of these guys. Usually pretty basic after that. See, they'll get in there with the big AoE lightning balls and blow everybody up, and that's really what does more to your party than anything else. Wise idea to throw a few lightning resistant runes in whatever armor slots you have available too. And we found cold appears to be really effective. Alright, so at least they're not resistant or immune to it. I don't know that they're weak to it, but they seem to be almost completely immune to fire as well as lightning, obviously, so. These are decent numbers coming up. Yeah, I think they just take normal damage from it. That's fine. That's fine. I think we're hacking through them quick enough. It's the main thing. The less time they have to hit you, then the less time they have to kill you. Alright, so the faster you can kill them, the better, right? Makes sense to me. I found, you know, any natural defense you can get, which allows you to take an extra hit or two, is always good. But when it really comes down to it, when it comes to investing points in an RPG, most of the time I go offense first. The best defense is a good offense type of thing. It's even true in football. You know, if your offense is on the field, moving the ball effectively, and running over the opposing team, all right, then your defense is off the field resting. In other words, if you're having to shield yourself from hits constantly, you know, eventually you're going to get hit to where it counts and you're going to die, you know. But if you can take the enemy out faster, they only have half as long to hit you. That's the thing. Especially on the harder difficulties in pretty much any game, I think that whole thing of, wow, I sure am dying fast, I need to concentrate on defense. And so you invest all your points into defense-related stuff, and you're like, well, you know, now, and I think it's a lot of times why people will lean towards glitches and exploits and stuff like that to get really, really OP'd weapons, either early in the game or to find some cheat where you can make a weapon much more powerful than what it's supposed to be, to make up for the lack of offensive skill that you've placed in your character build.
You have our sincere thanks. This attack was most unexpected.
We'll recognize this
We
guy.
have not met. I am Stroud of the Grey Wardens. I cannot believe the Qunari would dare such an attack. This will lead to war with the Free Marches for certain. I fear pressing matters take us elsewhere, but we can spread word to the other free cities. Perhaps they will bring aid.
There's something more important than an invasion.
There is, but I cannot say more. The Qunari are of far greater concern to you, I'm certain. But we must return to our mission.
We could use your help defending the city.
Even if we wish to, Grey Wardens cannot involve themselves in political struggles. I am sorry. Take this. It is all we can spare, but perhaps it will be of use.
I think he gives us a ring or something.
Make her watch over you, my friend.
So I guess our Hawk will catch up with him later, after the events of Dragon Age 2 and just before or during the beginning of Inquisition. About that time. Anyway. But yeah, if you haven't invested, all right, a lot in offense, and you've invested a whole, just about everything into defense, the higher the difficulty in a game, the less hits you're going to be able to take, regardless of how much defense you have. I mean, if you sink everything into your armor and everything into building guard or building your health pool or building resistances to this and that, and you invest all your points and all that kind of stuff, then what's left over, you know, to like raise your critical chance, raise your overall damage, give you an extra offensive skill or two to use, you know, and things like that. So I tend to focus on that. Like I said, the whole logic there is it's hard for you to kill me if you're dead. So, you know, kill the enemy first and faster, and you usually do a lot better. That's the best defense. Just don't let him hit you in the first place, you know, that type of thing. But anyway, so you see that type of logic pretty much taking place, except for my tanks. Now my tanks, I'm not asking them to do defense. So I mean, I'm not asking them to have a lot of offensive skill. If they want to put in their 2 cents, you know, and kill a few enemies themselves, that's great. But you know, I need them to absorb damage, draw attention to themselves, and once they catch the heat, be able to take it and sustain it and not die. You know, that's so yeah, I need their defenses through the roof. And sure enough, and you know, if my main character is playing tank, which that's never been my thing, a little boring, but if I was, well, then it'd be a different ball game. I would of course focus on that primarily. I'd say if you can get your defenses up high enough in this, considering the fact that as soon as you walk into a room, you draw most of the ag right off the top anyway, that if you can hold it and keep it and live and have your mages concentrate on keeping you up on your feet, and program your AI to basically kill everything, that would be a way to go, because you, like I say, you draw more hate right off the top than you can normally assign your AI to draw on its own, you know? Aveline usually has to work really hard to pull aggro away from, you know, myself and the mages. And going playing a tank role makes the taunting a whole lot easier, because, hell, it seems like you taunt them right off the top. Alright, I'm missing an enemy somewhere. Apparently Anders got backstabbed again. He's really susceptible to that. I think the enemies get just as mad at your mages for healing as they do for doing damage. I think they count a mass healing spell the same way they do as a really, really strong attack. No, I don't think that's all the XP I'm going to get either. There must be an enemy straggler somewhere. Or something. I don't know. Looking around. Taking advantage of any mob I can find on my way. I think this is kind of optional. Also grab any loot that I can. I think at the beginning of Act 3, we're going to buy some stuff. We're going to, we have a lot of money right now, but we're going to spend a huge chunk of that, if not all of it. Any last armor upgrades we can buy. Any skill tomes that are available from anybody. Don't remember which merchants sell what, but I think there's still one or two out there. I believe there's one for attribute points and one for a skill point still. And that'll be about it. But those, you know, they're pretty expensive. Anywhere from 10 to, what, 30 gold a piece. I believe there's also a couple merchants who have some dream items. Black Emporium will have one or two things. And that, yeah, that's some of that stuff. I don't think I can afford all of it right now, honestly. But cool thing about Act 3 is you get a lot of gold. There's a lot of opportunity to make money. I can sell all this stuff. Armor's going to become obsolete too, because the champion armor, which even if it wasn't the exact best in the game, it just looks so good that who cares? Alright, so we got their commander here. And you notice Merrill immediately hit him with her own version of kind of a blood magic spell. Oh, and we got Elven. Yep. Got their converts here. Well, I still say they did the right thing in going after the guy who raped her sister. Rapists, they deserve death. I don't care what society says. Society... Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I wasn't able to drink that potion in time, was I? Okay, well, that's embarrassing. Let's see. Maybe Anders will raise me up. I'm just curious how long it'll take him to do that. Specifically when I'm not controlling him right now, just to see what he does. Well, looks like he's got the mana for it. Maybe he's not in range? I guess that's possible. He may be too far from my body. Or he's incapacitated. He may be kiting too. Sometimes if your mage is being chased around. That really doesn't look like the case. Okay, well, he's supposed to be... Pick me up, bitch! Just because I don't like you is no excuse not to pick me up. Okay, Anders, well, I hope you die for this. How about that? I'm gonna play around with Merrill here a little bit anyway. Kind of do her thing. Okay, Merrill does not have all of her mana reserves, so we're working off willpower right now. Yeah, we're working off willpower. She doesn't have Blood of the First active right now either. For some reason. Well, that's worrying. I don't know. Keep an eye on her later, too. This could just be one of those funky moments where the tactics just they're not doing their thing. Doesn't necessarily mean they're wrong. Aveline's doing her thing, though. Okay, alright, there goes the resurrection there. I wonder what took so long. Was it on cooldown? Oh, I know, I bet you know what happened. Alright. First of all, I take over, I go down and I take over just as Merrill's healing, right? And so I don't reenact Blood of the First, which I could go in there and do that right now, but we're doing fine. Basic staff attacks are seriously destroying these folks. Alright, and so as soon as I go down, perhaps Anders triggers a revive, and they kind of cross over each other, and I don't get revived. Right? And so he has to wait for it to cool down. That seemed like about the cooldown period there, between when I went down and when he actually did pick me up later. Anyway, I can go back and play with my character. I'm kind of curious. Oh, damn it. Oh, I wish I'd have switched to my character a little earlier to see if Merrill would find a way to activate her stuff. Okay, alright, so in the next fight, we're really going to take a look at that. I'm really keeping an eye on her tactics. I think I have her tactics set to where, at least for the most part, they're right. They're going to work right. And I've mentioned it in several videos up to this point, is the whole Blood of the First in her, if she does have to heal, being able to reactivate all the stuff in the right order. Anyway, so we'll see here. We'll see here in a minute. Right now, all she's got going is, she has nothing going right now. She has rock armor for herself. That's about it. That looks like about the only thing she has. Alright, so let's see what she does. We enter a new area here. Sometimes a quick reload will make a difference too. Sometimes the computer just gets confused and it never catches up.
Quit your struggling, woman. Teppa! Boss! Then the Arishok failed to take you captive. Unfortunate.
Unfortunate for you. Alright, let's see what Merrill does. Yeah, she takes some hits right off the top. Blood of the First. Why is she not able to activate Blood of the First? Shit! No, still not working. She's stuck in the loop of trying to do it. She's getting off other stuff too, but that's okay. It requires 70% of her mana. Apparently 70% of her mana pool isn't available right now. What does she have going on? What does she have sustained? I'm kind of curious. Once again, see if you can go in and manually do it. I could go deactivate something, some other sustain that she's got, then activate Blood of the First, then activate everything else after that, and it's not a problem. But she's trying. At least she's trying. I've got that part of it right. But she's unable to. She doesn't have quite enough mana to... You should see her entire mana pool drain. It was working fine earlier.
Knight Commander Merrill. I know you. The name Hawk has turned up in my reports many times. Too many.
It's good that we found you, Knight Commander. The Qunari are...
It's obvious what they're doing. The Qunari are taking people to the keep, and may already be in control. We will need to deal with them.
Why would they be gathering hostages?
To get everyone important in one place where they can be controlled or killed.
Charming.
Always happy to help in a life-threatening crisis.
Good. Your skills will be sorely needed. Head to the keep and I will see if I can find more of my men. These creatures will pay for this outrage.
This is bothering the crap out of me. You know, I mean, my rogue is strong enough now to where I'm really not noticing while we're fighting. You know, and I'm not just going to just keep my eyes stuck on the bottom left of the screen watching Merrill's stats, you know. But, I've got her set to where she only turns on the actives, the passives, or the sustains that she has turned on right now. Which, I tell you what she's running. She's not even running elemental weapons right now, or else you'd see that icon above my action menu on the right. It's not there. So she's running rock armor right now, and no, that may be it. That may just be rock armor. Rock armor and Blood of the First essentially use up her mana pool, but it's a percentage of her mana pool. So once she has Blood of the First active, rock armor, elemental weapons, any other sustains she uses, what is it, Wrath of the Elven, okay, all those take place on the remainder of her pool. But she's not able to trigger it right now, so it's going off a percentage of her overall pool. So I'm either going to have to cut down on the sustains that she uses or something. Because I think if you add up percentage-wise, I think, like, they must have fixed this in a patch. Because it used to be just her having a problem turning it back on. Now she doesn't have a problem turning it back on, but it's actually taking a literal percentage of her overall pool, not a percentage of the pool that she has left. In other words, if she had 3 spells that all, or 3 sustained abilities that all called for 70% of her mana pool, theoretically she could activate the first one, and whatever she has left, 70% of that, and then whatever she has left after that, 70% of that. That's kind of how it used to go. Now I think it just adds up percentages, period. So I'm either going to have to cut down on the sustain. I don't want to sacrifice her rock armor. That's not going to work. There's got to be a way to get her to turn off her other passives when not in combat, so that they're not in the way to keep her from turning on Blood of the First. That's got to be... Yeah, she's not even casting spells. Look, she should be casting area lightning, chain lightning. We're not getting the combos out of her right now. This is not good. See, but Blood of the First active, she can spam all that stuff. Chain lightning, tempest, stone fist, petrify. We're not getting people petrified and busted in the face and electrocuted and all that like we're supposed to. No, well, I really wasn't paying attention because we were just cutting through these people like butter. We really were. Looks like I'm going to have to go in and mess with that a little bit. Yep, she's stuck in a loop. She's definitely stuck in a loop. Alright, so... I think I'm on the right track, though. Like I say, I've been tweaking this for like 4 or 5 playthroughs. I'm serious. And there may just not be an answer for it. Just like there was with Wynn and her resurrect ability, her revival ability in, whatever you call it, in Origins. There just wasn't a solution for it. There was no way to use it without manually activating it. There just wasn't. I mean, or else it's still a mystery that nobody's solved yet. One or the other. But there's a lot of greater minds than mine out there, and they couldn't figure it out either. Nobody ever really found a solution for that. Okay, let's go ahead and double assassinate this guy. Yeah, get him out of the picture. Okay, so the Merrill problem still persists. The whole Blood of the First thing. See, she shouldn't... Thing is, she's not drawing off her mana at all. Why is her mana pool not moving at all? It's because she's not doing anything but trying to activate this thing, which she can't, and so she's stuck in that loop. I'll tweak it a little bit. I don't know. She doesn't even have elemental weapons active for us right now. At all. Ah, because I've got her set up to only activate that if her mana is below a certain level.
Many thanks, my friend.
I just figured it out. I need to set every other single sustained ability.
Surely they cannot all be.
Ah, I think I got it. I think I got it. I've never seen it before, and I've never thought of it before. But it's along the same line of what... Okay, got it.
Untrust His grace.
I think I got a solution for that.
What were you thinking, child? I told you to let them take me.
We had to do something. We couldn't just... I'm glad you're safe. The city's under attack. None of us are safe.
First Enchanter Orsino. You survive.
Your relief overwhelms me, Knight Commander.
There is no time for talk. We must strike back before it's too late.
That's right.
And who will lead us into this battle?
You're worried about politics and pride, Orsino? While everyone's dying? Piece of shit.
Control it, you mean? I won't have our lives tossed to the flames to feed your vanity.
Yes, you would. Well, you'd toss everybody's lives to the flames. That you would do. But to feed your own, not hers.
At each other's throats. I'm in charge.
You're not even of this city.
Neither am I. Yet I don't hear you complaining about us both fighting to defend our home.
Very well then. But whatever you plan, be quick about it.
Why am I not surprised?
Tell us then, what is our course of action?
I take it running for the hills isn't an option. Or we could find out what they're up to. And that works too.
An excellent choice. Let's move quickly.
Yeah, I think Orsino isn't aware that I know that he assisted the guy that killed my mother along with a lot of other mothers in Kirkwall. The Necro Blood Mage that was kidnapping women and murdering them. He was fascinated by it. He was supporting him. Gave him books to help him. And lots of other things. Knew full and well what the guy was doing. Also, I know from, previous playthroughs that he's also assisting all the Blood Mages under the city that are running around killing everybody. And making thralls out of the people they don't kill. Thrall meaning mind-controlled zombies, essentially.
There seem to be a great many Qunari at the keep's entrance.
Then they've already taken it over. Clearly, they've been planning this for some time.
Perhaps we should have been planning ourselves.
I don't see any of my guardsmen.
Well, Orsino has been, Bethany. You can be sure of that.
This is the only way in. We must assault them now before their numbers grow.
Are you mad? They have hostages. We need a distraction.
Decide quickly. We have no time.
You win. We'll do it your way.
Orsino, make sure there are no surprises.
There's no kill Orsino and do really bad things to him in public option right here, or I would have done so right there. You don't kill my mother and get away with it. No, sorry. I mean, the video game's making me let him get away with it, but, yeah. It has nothing to do with whether he's a mage or not. If he wasn't a mage, I don't think treating him the exact same way. Okay, let me come up here and try to kind of kite these guys down without dying in the process. Get their attention? If I hit somebody hard enough, I'll get their attention. There we go. There we go. So now, let's get down here. Yep, okay. Check this out. Blood of the First, right, takes up, I think, 70% of her mana pool, right? Set all of her other sustains. Set the second favorite sustain to only activate when she has less than 50%, because the 70% puts her under the 50% mark. And then the rest of them for anything under 25%. And that's it. And that should do it. That should do it right there. And she will trigger them in order, and she will only trigger Blood of the First once she's at a certain health. right? As long as her health is above 75%, which it should be going into battle, right? And then if she gets below 50%, to turn Blood of the First off and heal herself. Problem is reactivating it after that. Don't know if that's going to be a problem. See, I may have to waste more tactic spots for her to turn off certain abilities once her mana reaches a certain point. Over 50% turn off. I don't know. Yeah, that may be a problem. The first time she gets hurt, I'll find out if that's going to be a problem. It probably is.
We need to find the Viscount, and quickly.
There's more coming.
Go. We'll deal with them.
Here I am, just obsessed with Merrill's tactics while we're having this epic battle for Kirkwall, and I'm like, if I only activated Blood of the First when such and such. That's sad. All right, this is a pretty good ambush right here, actually. It's that Sarah boss up there in the middle. So I'm gonna make him a target. Yeah, he's already trying to pre-nuke us. And I missed some. I forgot there's traps on the stairs. Yeah. Honestly, if I remember right now, I think they're minor traps. They're only like 50 XP or something. I know I'm leaving XP on the table, but oh well. Alright, got the Cerebos out of the way. The rest of this is pretty manageable. Merrill's basically handling up with just basic attacks. That's all she's doing, and she's stuck in that stupid loop. The good news here is she's not using any other spells until she gets it active. Which she can't get it active, I understand that. But she's not using any other spells until she can. That gives me hope, because my biggest concern was that if she used a spell while she was waiting to reactivate it after she healed herself, then it would use up just enough mana to where she never could. So apparently she's not going to do anything else until she can get that active. That's the best sign, though. So I'm thinking... yeah, I'm gonna have to give her some test runs. We'll talk about it more in Act 3. We'll look into it more. I also am just started playing a warrior, just for myself, and I'm gonna be running with Merrill a lot. She's gonna be the absolute staple in my party. She pretty much is here too. I mean, for the most part, but she is interchangeable with Varric and stuff here and there. But Varric will be in my party all the time, and so it's pretty much Aveline or Merrill, then it's really the... depending on if I want to bring a tank along or not.
You dare? You are starting a war!
Look at you. Like fat doth Russie, you feed and complain only when your meal is interrupted. You do not look up. You do not see that the grass is bare. All you leave in your wake is misery. You are blind. I will make you see. But we have guests.
Yeah, this is his person coming out, not the Qun. He's just pissed. Disgusted.
Hawk, I expected you. But for all your might, you are no different from these bars. You do not see.
I see a man who's ready to start a war on principle.
And what would the Qunari be without principle? You, I suspect. Prove yourself, Basra, or kneel with your brethren.
Yeah, I can do that. Well, even if Merrill's not acting up, my character's still kind of a badass. we put on the big britches now. Yep. Not trying to. This is your honor guard, huh? Okay. And that's how you do that.
Harshera. You are Basalit An, after all. Few in this city command such respect. So tell me, Hawk, you know I am denied Parvalan until the Tome of Kozlun is found. How would you see this conflict resolved without it?
I believe I can answer that. I'm sure you'll find it mostly undamaged.
The Tome of Kozlun.
It took me a while to get back, what with all the fighting everywhere. You know how it is.
Heroic acts of sacrifice. What will people say?
This is your damned influence, Hawk. I was halfway to Ostwick before I knew I had to turn round. It's pathetic.
The relic is reclaimed. I am now free to return to Parvalan with the thief.
What?
Oh, no, no, no. If anyone kicks her ass, it's me.
She stole the Tome of Kozlun. She must return with us.
Sounds like you have something very specific in mind.
She will submit to the Qun and the Ben Hasraf. More than that, I will not say.
You have your relic. She stays with us. I'm so glad you came back, Isabella. Don't worry. Everything will be fine now.
Then you leave me no choice. I challenge you, Hawk. You and I will battle to the death, with her as the prize.
No! If you're going to duel anyone, duel me!
You are not Basalit An. You are unworthy.
Did you have what you came for?
You know we do not suffer thieves. She cannot walk away from this insult. I will take her. If you object, duty demands that we fight.
All right. Let's dance.
Maravis! So shall it be!
Alright, so we'll do some Dancing with the Stars. Alright, Arishok, you and me. Let's do this, dude.
One more for me.
Alright, actually, it took me a minute to remember this guy's patterns and stuff. He has a hell of a range on a couple of his area attacks. Like, I mean, they extend about half the length of this arena. It looks like he's got a sword that's a couple feet long, right? But his power attacks, one thing about Dragon Age 2 is basic attacks can miss, or be almost, you know, just inconsequential, just insignificant. But abilities basically always hit. Now, it may depend on exactly how hard they hit, you know, whether there's a critical involved and things like that. But, for the most part, abilities are gonna, you know, do pretty much full damage. That's how it seems to go. And that works for your character, too, you know, so... I mean, it's fair, I guess, but the range on his abilities is just ridiculous. He's got like this overhand swipe, then he's got one where he catches you if you're right in front of him, and he'll pull you up on the sword and bleed you for a little bit, and then he'll knock you down the ground, and you're stunned long enough usually for him to get in a follow-up hit, and that'll usually kill you. If you're playing a rogue. Probably a mage also. Warriors can probably take one of his little salvos. They probably can. Okay, and he's going to heal at least twice, if not 3 times. So if it seems like his health pool is infinite, it almost is, and he can restore it a couple times on top of that. So you have to basically kill him twice or 3 times, essentially. I don't know exactly how many hit points he has and what his defenses are and blah blah blah. I'm not hitting him for that much. So his armor rating's got to be kind of through the roof. Instead of 180s and 200s, I'm hitting him for 18s and 14s. So, if that tells you anything. But assassinating Twin Fangs worked pretty good. See, that's pretty decent. No, it's not in the thousands, necessarily. But it's still something. Alright, now getting behind him with a backstab can save you from that double overhand thing that he does. Sometimes when he does the swipe thing though, it seems to be like a full 360. It seems to cover just about everything around him. I don't know, it's nasty because he hits so hard and he has so much health. I've kited this guy. I've fought him like this before and fought him for up to like 15, 20 minutes. Sometimes kiting him around, because, I mean, you just can't afford to get hit. With a warrior, like I say, you can take something, but you're going to take some hits because you can't get in and out as fast. There's no zippy backstab moves and stuff. Warrior, pretty much, you try to get off, you know, maybe a scythe or a mighty blow here or there. Get lucky. I'm surprised he didn't hit me with that right there. Normally I'm within that range right there. Anyway. It's cool, so at least I have something new to try with Merrill. See if it doesn't work. I think I only have to tweak one or two little things. Actually, I did record our builds and stuff, and so her tactics are pretty much like they are now. But you know, I'll be sure to go ahead and mention it, and then we'll look at the few videos after that. You know, a lot of times when I give you guys these, I have a few videos ahead, you know. I try not to wait, you know, one day when I can't make a video, I don't want to get stuck without one, so I try to keep at least one or two in the bank type of thing. So I've recorded a little bit ahead of time, but I'm not too far ahead. So I think we'll get back in there and actually there'll be a couple videos where they'll basically be Merrill videos. Watch Merrill and see what she does, and let's see if we can't get her tactics set. If I could do that, that'd be a major accomplishment. It really would. Pretty late in the game, considering I've already played through this game probably a dozen times or more, but whatever. Better late than never. Something to keep in mind later if they ever do bring tactics back to Dragon Age, and they don't keep watering it down and dumbing it down, then it'll be handy, you know? Okay. If you wonder why I'm kiting him like this right here, because going in for basic attacks just gets me hit. It's not like hitting for 14 or 15 is not worth getting hit for like that. Half my health. I'm surprised it was only half right there. Normally a good solid hit from that is about 2/3, 3/4 of your health. As a rogue, not as a warrior, but as a rogue. Probably a mage also, like I said. Depending upon what your health and armor rating is. I've got what I consider pretty decent armor on now, and he's still just hitting the crap out of me. If he catches me with that sword move, it's pretty much a one-hit. Not always. Sometimes you can get away from his follow-up hit, but usually not. Usually when he'll get you with that, because probably depending on what kind of follow-up he uses. But when he hits you with that, then it's yeah, it's usually over. But I was going to clip out this whole center part of this, but I'm like, well, you know, if anyone's ever struggled fighting this guy one-on-one, well, this is how I did it. Found this useful. I figure a mage would really have to kite in kind of the same way, and really have to get some range and distance and catch this guy in a spot like that, where he runs into a corner, before you can pull off any of your lengthy power spells, which take a minute to wind up. But there we go. Didn't take 15 minutes at least. Kind of proud of that.
One day, we shall return.
There we have it. Empty throne. Wonder who's going to occupy that. Think I see who's going to try.
Over? It's over.
The city has been saved!
She doesn't really like that.
appears Kirkwall has a new champion.
Who was the old one? Just curious.
You seem confused, Seeker.
The champion killed the Arishok in single combat? It just sounds so romantic.
If I didn't know better, I'd say you developed a case of hero worship.
Why? Because I have respect for a woman who built herself from nothing?
Mm-hmm.
If you're telling the truth. If you are, then what happened at the gallows may be far different than we assumed. I need to hear it.
Let's say I tell you. Then what? Is the Chantry out for revenge? Is that what this is all about?
No, it's not that.
Then what about me? If what I tell you isn't what you want to hear, will you still let me go?
I will let you go.
Well, now we're talking.
None of this is what I thought it would be. Tell me what really happened.
Champion of Kirkwall. That was the reward. A fine title. Every noble at the keep owed the champion their lives. She wasn't just a hero. She was now the most important person in the city. Except for Knight Commander Meredith, of course. With the Viscount dead, she stepped in to keep order. Things quickly got out of hand. The more she squeezed the mages, the more they resisted. The more they resisted, the tighter she squeezed. After 3 years of that, it all came crashing down.
I know you fear us. Knight Commander Meredith uses that fear to take control of your city. She opposes every effort to replace Viscount Dumar. And you have seen the chaos of her reign. Will you allow it?
What a hypocrite. Fear is rightly placed here. With this dude. He's already a blood mage, by the way.
This farce is over.
Wait! Perhaps there are some who might disagree with you, Knight Commander.
Do not hide behind the champion. She has no role in this.
Sounds like you two have quite the little argument going.
This is not an argument. It's treason.
I think the champion's views would be appreciated. Or do you fear what she has to say?
You might kill her.
I fear nothing. My only interest
Where'd
here
my
is
mother,
in keeping
bitch?
order and protecting the innocent.
Rogue mages are constantly threatening the city.
Fact.
Exactly. Would you have us do nothing in response?
I would have you not paint us all with the same brush. Not all mages are waiting for the opportunity to wreak havoc.
But you are.
You know
While
as
you
well as I
speak,
that
hypocrite.
temptation preys on every mage, no matter how noble their intentions.
You push us into desperate acts and then use that as
No, it's nobody's
justification to
fault but
press
your
even
own.
further.
Loser. Wow. Put it off on her. You're just a piece of shit because you're a piece of shit.
I am through trying to help her. She will not be helped.
So you're set in your ways already. Just keep burying yourself, bitch. Piece of crap.
Your measures have become more extreme over the last 3 years.
And you could do better? How well did you guard your own mother? Did she not die at a blood mage's hands?
That's just the truth.
You're right. We are hardly the ones to bear that grief.
Precisely. As long as that's true.
Oh, and this one standing here is the one that helped him do it, by the way. This Orsino, piece of shit.
And when will that end? When will you stop seeing evil in every corner?
When you're dead, bitch.
When it's no longer there.
Right now, she's talking sane. She's right. Oh well, she's right. Orsino's talking through, lying through his teeth.
You of trying to take control of the city.
The city. I am trying to keep order until there is a ruler capable of succeeding where Dumar failed.
But that's not her job.
And if not? Will the Templars rule Kirkwall forever?
We will not stand idle while the city burns around us.
The Templar Order exists to guard the Chantry and Circle. I suggest you let the nobility rule the city.
I do not need you or anyone to tell me what my duty is, mage.
See, that's where pride gets involved. I want that sword.
If Kirkwall wants Meredith to step down, they'll tell her to.
Are you mad? They fear her. Everyone fears her.
What are you trying to do here? Cause a rebellion?
Yes.
The people of this city need to know what is really happening.
Then tell them what you've been doing in secret.
They tear down
Hypocrite.
the gallows with pitchforks and torches? That would be better?
It cannot be worse. Your refusal to listen to reason leaves me no choice.
Uh-huh.
What I refuse to listen to are excuses. Perhaps you are ill-fit to your position if you cannot understand this.
Whatever the cause, it does not justify your actions.
Then lock me up if what I've done is so wrong. She's going to do it anyway.
Maybe you two should wrestle, because there's no other way to resolve this.
You are naive, champion.
You will find that not everyone bows to your will, Knight Commander.
You want demons to bow to yours, though, bitch, while you kill innocent people. Including my mother, you piece of shit.
Such a terrible commotion.
This mage incites rebellion, Your Grace. I am dealing with the matter.
Ah, Orsino. So frustrated. Do you think this is truly wise?
No, Your Grace.
Of course not. Young men, would you show the first enchanter back to the circle? Gently, if you please.
Don't let him bump his head on every single brick on the way back.
He should be clapped in irons, made an example of.
Let's see.
That's enough, Meredith.
Right. Just go chill.
Demeans us all. Surely you can see that. Go back to the gallows and calm down, like a good girl.
It's her one and only act of authority is Grand Cleric. And she goes back to being useless again.
Thanks for stepping in, champion. If you had not...
You're the Grand Cleric. Aren't you in charge of the Templars and Circle?
Oh my. You have quite the estimation of my abilities. Gentle people of Kirkwall, return to your homes, I implore you. This will not be solved today. And now I must attend to the gallows. They will see reason if the Maker wills it. Thank you again, champion.
Yeah. Well, yeah, this isn't going to end well either. Just like with the Arishok, at some point it's got to blow up, right? Alright, well, we'll see what happens later. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you want to subscribe, click that button up top. And to watch the rest of this Let's Play up to this point, click that image there in the middle. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Till then, y'all take care. Bye-bye.